We are going to discuss the top 10 movies to watch in 2023. The pool of candidates for this year's awards is, in our view, one of the most diverse we've ever seen. There are comedies, historical dramas, and serious dramas, but not a single sports movie in sight. In a situation like this, we normally would not feel the need to provide so many caveats and warnings. After all, how controversial can films with the Christian message really be? However, it's possible that this year will be different. Show your support by subscribing to our channel right away. Now, without further ado, here are our recommendations for the best Christian movies this year. Number 10, Miracle at Manchester. True story of a young man who, while participating in both baseball and football for his high school, hits a walk-off home run in the city championship game to win the school's first-ever city title. The student suffered from headaches throughout the spring and summer of his first year. An extremely aggressive kind of brain cancer was discovered to be the young man's condition after several trips to the neighborhood hospital. This young man was given a pessimistic outlook on life after undergoing numerous surgeries and a fight with staph infection. Before taking off for a test flight to Florida, that is when the people of his high school and the surrounding area gathered to pray for a miracle over him. A local reporter who had lost faith after his own father passed away from cancer finds himself understanding more about his own ideas on prayer while witnessing the youngster being healed via prayer, one of the movie's subplots, which are all lovely stories in themselves. A lovely and moving real account of how a community came together to care for and heal a young man who was battling brain cancer. Number 9. Break Every Chain. Jonathan was at his breaking point, enmeshed in the darkness of melancholy and sadness, raging with rage, bound by booze. Jonathan looked to the world for answers, but found only darkness after losing his father when he was a young lad, witnessing innumerable awful death scenes while performing his job, and losing his first son. Jonathan considers suicide and turns to the one who can actually save him as he faces the prospect of losing his career as a police officer as well as the loss of his wife and kids. Number 8. Are You There, God? It's Margaret. When Margaret Simon's family relocates from New York City to Farbrook, New Jersey, she is only 11 or 12 years old. Her father is Jewish and Margaret's mother is a Christian. Although Margaret does not follow the formal religion and was not raised in either of these faiths, she frequently addresses God in her own words by asking, "Are you there, God?" "Hello, I'm Margaret." She is starting to feel uneasy about not belonging to a certain religion. She decides to research people's religious practices for her school project in the hopes that she may learn more about her own religion in the process. As part of her research, she visits many houses of worship to learn more about religious practice and to determine which one could be best for her. Sylvia Simon, her paternal grandmother, is Jewish, and she enjoys spending time with her. Sylvia believes that after taking Margaret to her synagogue for Rosh Hashanah services, Margaret will embrace Judaism. Number 7. The Young Messiah. The tale of Jesus Christ, who is described as God's son, is told in The Young Messiah. Jesus and his family left Egypt and traveled back to their hometown of Nazareth when he was 7 years old. This film is a meaningful educational tool for families and children to learn about Jesus, as it is a beautiful movie that tells the tale from the young Jesus' viewpoint as he develops and evolves into the spiritual icon that we know about and praise today. This film is a beautiful movie that tells the story from the young Jesus' perspective. Number 6. Heaven Sent. A second prayer comes from Billy Taylor, a hopelessly romantic artist, asking that his wife receive the strength and wisdom to hold on. Mayor Taylor is a smart, beautiful businesswoman who asks that her husband find the strength and wisdom to let go of their 9-year marriage in a humble prayer that rises to the highest depths of space. An 8-year-old escape from heaven takes on the rekindling of this once intimate connection and romance that slipped away from Billy Mayer after a heartbreaking loss as an answer to his humble requests. She comically sets out to mend their shattered hearts and salvage their marriage by assisting them in returning to the fundamentals of love, using all of her expertise and charm as well as some well-intentioned mischief. Number 5. Jesus Revolution. Focuses on Greg Laurie Joel Courtney, a young boy who was reared in the 1970s by his struggling mother Charlene Kimberly Williams Paisley. To reinvent truth via all methods of emancipation, Laurie and a wave of youth swarm to sunny Southern California. Inadvertently, Laurie runs into charismatic hippie street preacher Lonnie Frisbee, Jonathan Rumi, and Pastor Chuck Smith, Kelsey Grammer, who has unintentionally invited a flood of lost kids into Smith's Allen Church. The events that follow lead to the biggest spiritual awakening in American history. One counterculture movement is transformed into a revival that alters the course of history thanks to rock and roll, newfound love, and a twist of faith in the form of the Jesus Revolution. Number 4. 1,000 Tomorrows. The movie 1,000 Tomorrows is about bull rider Cody Gunner and the enormous price he'll be willing to pay for a few seasons, just 1,000 tomorrows, with the person he loves more than anything in the world. All who watch it will be moved by this remarkable, stunning love story of dedication, faith, and sacrifice. Number 3. Strong Fathers, Strong Dots. Steve Parson is a committed family member. His 3 girls have always come first in everything he has done. He wants them to attend the top business schools, live in the most opulent homes, drive the best vehicles, and someday get married in the weddings of their dreams. Therefore, the father should be thrilled to hear from his oldest daughter, Abby, that she has found the man of her dreams. Wrong. The book of the same name by Dr. Meg Meeker served as the basis for the documentary Strong Fathers, Strong Daughters. The importance of father-daughter relationships and the part that God plays in them are both highlighted in the documentary. Number 2. Left Behind. Rise of the Antichrist. 6 months after the rapture, which destroyed the lives of millions of people, the world has descended into anarchy and a new charismatic leader by the name of Nicolae Carpathia is rising to power. It is unclear if he can be trusted or whether he has a wider agenda that incorporates the tribulation. Yet his name will soon become well known throughout the world. Number 1. Father Stu. Stuart Long never intended to become a priest. It was never in his plans. This former boxer-turned-supermarket butcher merely began attending church in order to be near an alluring Sunday school teacher because he wanted to. But after a few too many beers, the hard-drinking Californian has a near-death experience that changes the direction his life will take moving forward. God is calling Stu to a path that is indeed challenging, so it won't be the only thing that surprises him. The inclusion of Father Stu, reborn on one of our lists of the best Christian movies, may go down in history as the most unexpected choice. We were totally unprepared for that. The first iteration of Father Stu, which was given an R rating, contained a stunning number of profanity-laced words. Mark Wahlberg, the movie's star and director and an ardent Catholic, recut the film and took out most of the profanities, giving people of faith a better chance to experience for themselves this gripping tale of sin, suffering, and redemption. So let us know which movie is your favorite. Also subscribe to our channel if you are new and become a part of our family.